Not us over here praying for y'all in Jamaica during this Hurricane Melissa bullshit, and y'all out here doing this. It don't matter where black folks at, we can't take shit seriously because y'all doing this shit too.
From your shoulder! From your shoulder! Shoulder! From the shoulder!
Now, right now, it is flooding in Jamaica, and there are sharks. Sharks, y'all. Swimming through the fucking roads in Jamaica. If you can get the hell out of Dodge, get the hell out of Dodge. And for the people that say they're going to buckle down, i.e. white folks, and not leave the goddamn island, I'm not praying for y'all. Because you're doing it to yourself. Because honestly, y'all could have left. And those places and those hotels and those high-ass areas could have been given to citizens of Jamaica so they can get the hell out of Dodge of that fucking flood. Not us over here praying for y'all in Jamaica during this Hurricane Melissa bullshit, and y'all out here doing this.
Oh.
It don't matter where black folks at, we can't take shit seriously because y'all doing this shit too.
From your shoulder! From your shoulder! Shoulder! From the shoulder!
Now, right now, it is flooding in Jamaica, and there are sharks. Sharks, y'all. Swimming through the fucking roads in Jamaica. If you can get the hell out of Dodge, get the hell out of Dodge. And for the people that say they're going to buckle down, i.e. white folks, and not leave the goddamn island, I'm not praying for y'all. Because you're doing it to yourself. Because honestly, y'all could have left. And those places and those hotels and those high-ass areas could have been given to citizens of Jamaica so they can get the hell out of Dodge of that fucking flood.
I'm really ready to get home to see my kids, and I'm just praying for the best. You know, there are a lot of children on this property. There are a lot of families, a lot of, you know,
there are still children
people.
And families on the property?
Yes.
Oh.
I've seen kids all day, and just my heart goes out to those parents because I can't imagine being in this and having my kids with me.
What is the plan that the resort has told you?
So at 9:30, in about 3 hours, we're going to go to the hurricane shelter here on property. I'm just a little nervous because it's only 2 floors. So we'll be on the top floor in like kind of a ballroom space. It's called the convention center. But I don't know how all these people from the property are going to fit in that space because it holds about 190, 200. But I know there are well over 200 people here currently.
Did the hotel tell you they have enough water, they have enough food? Because sometimes when these hurricanes happen, I've covered a lot of them, and you never know what could happen, right? But sometimes when they happen, it could be days, if not a week, where you can't get supplies in. You're on an island, which makes it even tougher.
Yeah, so like all week I've been kind of saving water bottles, and if we have water left over, I'm just kind of pouring it into an empty bottle just to have water, and I've stocked up on a few snacks from the buffet. They haven't really communicated to us. They did say that we would have food. I will say that this property compared to others, they're eating like sack lunches and things like that. I was eating at the steakhouse last night, so I'm very proud of what they've done, but I think that's now over. You know,
Yeah.
Once we get into the shelter, there are no restaurants open anymore. The bar is closed. Yeah, so everything's boarded up.
Hi guys, so they arrived for sunshine, beaches and reggae, but what met them was wind, darkness and fear. As Hurricane Melissa roared through Jamaica, foreign tourists who came to relax found themselves trapped, stranded in shattered hotels, begging for help they couldn't reach. Yet, in the middle of destruction, the spirit of Jamaica refused to break. While the world watched in shock, Jamaicans held each other up, proving once again that even in the storm, there is strength in unity. I'm Tiana and you're watching Tiana's React. Well, let's dive in and see people's reactions to this. But before we do, please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving.
I'm going to give y'all like real-time updates on what's going on here in Jamaica, because honestly, as people from the US, we're not getting like any updates from the people here. Like they don't have like broadcasting news or anything like that. So whatever we hear is coming from the States. We're not hearing anything from Jamaica. I'm with my sister and my uncle. We're in Montego Bay, and right now they're acting like everything is normal and nothing's happening. Like they boarded up windows and stuff, but besides that, there's like no real precautions that were being taken. The locals and stuff here, they're literally like not worried, and we can't tell. I can't tell if they're not worried because they're used to this, they're used to hurricanes or storms and stuff, or if they're not worried because there's actually nothing to worry about. They're saying that the hurricane is already a category 4 as of right now, but for it to be a category 4, even though it's still circling out at sea, but for it to be a category 4 and for it to be as close to hitting land as it is, we don't have any strong winds, we don't have any rain, we don't have anything right here in Montego Bay. As y'all can tell by the trees and stuff, and we are literally past this street is literally the beach, so we're kind of almost on the beach. So for us to be, you know, as near the ocean and the water as we are, and we don't have any strong winds or anything yet, like, we don't know what to believe, honestly. A lot of the people here are saying that the American news is like exaggerating it a little bit, but at the same time, like, we don't know. We were notified on Saturday morning that they were closing the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay on Saturday. However, they still have flights coming in and flying out. Like, other countries sent rescue planes to get their citizens. At least that's what they called them. They called them rescue planes. I don't know if they were just regular scheduled flights or if they actually sent rescue planes. But we know the U.S. ain't sending no rescue planes. And honestly, it's really kind of fucked up that they closed the airport with the storm not even being close to hitting the land, because, like, the skies have been clear, visibility has been good. Like, it's been on and off, like regular rain here. So it's like they closed the airports and now we're stuck here when we could have been gone. Like, we could have flew yesterday, we could have flew today, like, we could have been gone, but they closed the airport. So it's like, it's kind of like we got forced to be stuck here, like, almost. It's not like the airports were closed because it was a danger. The storm wasn't near, and it's still not even here yet. Like, today could have been a good day to fly out of here. We were originally supposed to leave today, but we didn't get any updates or anything on our flights. We just got that the flights were canceled, and we heard the flights were canceled 6 hours later from the airlines. Then we heard from our hotel. Like, our hotel had told us the airport and everything was closing, and then it wasn't until 6 hours later that we heard from our actual airlines. I was flying United, and I kind of felt kind of fucked up about that, because the very next day there was, which was today, which was Sunday, this was yesterday. So today they still had, I think, 1 or 2 United flights came and left here. And it's so, like, why did y'all cancel one of the United flights? Why didn't y'all keep the flights? So I'm just confused about a lot of stuff, the way that the airlines are running things and everything, and I don't like that. Even for the people who had flights that were canceled, like, if they wanted to get their refund on that flight or try to rebook another flight, the flights were like $1,400, and at $1,400 and up, it should be illegal for them to fucking charge that much for flights in a state of emergency like this, where people are trying to basically save their lives. But as y'all can see, it's 7 p.m. on Sunday, and they're saying that it's already, Hurricane Melissa is already a category 4 out at sea. And everybody is, like, my sister and everybody sending us news. They're like, oh, it's saying it's raining very hard over there. And y'all, it hasn't been rain. It's been raining on and off, but like showering. It's like Florida rain, how it rains sometimes and then it stops. That's how it's been. It hasn't been like storm rain yet. Even our hotel, like, they're not taking any like heavy safety precautions, which to me is kind of like a red flag. But at the same time, that makes me think, like, okay, so is it that serious or is it not that serious? But we're keeping track of everything based on what we're hearing and what we're getting from the U.S. because, like I said, there's really no broadcasting news here. Like, as tourists, we don't know much of anything that we don't hear from the locals. And then, like I said, the locals are acting like this is nothing to be worried about. Now, again, this is in Montego Bay. For Kingston and the areas that way, it might be a little bit worse. They're saying that we are on the safest part of the island as far as where the hurricane is supposed to hit. But, you know, you never know. The storm could turn. It could do anything. Hopefully and prayerfully it doesn't. Hopefully it turns back into a tropical storm before it even touches land. So I'm going to just try to keep y'all updated. And, like, another fucked up thing about it is, like, our hotels are charging us for all the extra days that we have to stay here. Like, we were told the airport is closed until Wednesday. Sangster International Airport is not set to open until Wednesday, and that's if the weather permits. It could also be closed on Wednesday as well. So we're here from today until Wednesday, and we have to pay for our rooms for that amount of time. Someone that we bet, he has grandparents that stay here. He's from New York, and his grandparents were telling us like the hotels are not supposed to charge us to stay here because it's a state of emergency, and we're literally like stranded here. We're stranded. We just had to pay $400 to keep the room, and literally everybody was in our lobby trying to find somewhere to go. I don't know if there's people coming from further sides of the island trying to get here to the safest part of the island, or if it's people that went to the airport and came back and just needed somewhere to go. But we were told they're not supposed to be charging us for this because it's a state of emergency, and they basically can't kick us out. They can't kick us out. They can't make us leave. But yet we're still having to pay to stay here for extra days that we didn't plan on staying here. It ain't like we want to be here. We want to go home. So as of right now, the way I feel, it's like in my spirit, it's like, yeah, of course I'm a little bit worried, and like I want to get back home to my kid. But at the same time, the way that they are treating it, I'm just like, is it going to be that bad? I'm trying not to let the fear mongering like take over. But at the same time, I don't want to not care enough to not be prepared enough, you know? Some people's resorts and hotels are really like preparing and everything like that. Like they're providing them sack lunches to last them until Wednesday and everything. Our resort is not doing that. They're not even like treating it as something's going to happen, that's the part that's like blowing me, because you could at least provide a little comfort to your guests by providing any kind of safety measures. All they did was put a bulletin board out front and put a bunch of papers on it. That's all they did. They didn't announce anything. They didn't say anything. I'm asking them, okay, what are we going to do in the event that y'all are not able to cook for us? You know, do you guys have snacks that we could buy or anything like that? And the lady was just like, no, we're going to be able to cook. We're going to cook. And I'm like, okay, but what if you're not able to cook? What do you guys have here for us? Or do we need to go get like crackers, chips, perishables? Like, do we need to go get those things? And she was like, no, we're going to cook. That's it. And I'm just like, are you not understanding what I'm asking? So honestly, y'all, we don't know what to believe. We don't know what to think. We're trying not to like just be scared. It's like, yeah, this shit is scary, but at the same time, we don't want to sit here and be stressing about it and not being able to do anything about it. This shit is scary. Being in the unknown in a situation like this is scary. So I'm just not understanding how they pick and choose like which flights that they wanted to cancel. Like, cause I was flying United, but they still had 2 other United flights that left here, and that's the part that I'm confused about, because why did you only cancel that one flight? Knowing that we could have got out of here, knowing that they still could have had flights flying out of here yesterday and today, it pisses me the fuck off. Yes, it does. So I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna just try to keep y'all updated in real time on what's going on with our weather and what we're seeing here in Montego Bay, right at Doctor's Cave Beach, and y'all just keep us updated on what's being said and what's going on over there in the U.S., because we only hear news when we hear from y'all.
So the storm may have passed, but the stories remain of fear, of courage, and of unexpected heroes. Tourists may leave, but Jamaican trends stay. To every soul who stood firm through Hurricane Melissa, your resilience speaks louder than any storm. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving. Till next time.